This video is closed captioned. Cruise scams that you shouldn't fall for. We have all seen those extravagant luxury cruise ads on television or the internet. Smiling people, crystal clear oceans, and endless food and drinks. Perhaps you've even saved up and carved out some time in the summer for a wild getaway. Then the phone rings. Someone is telling you that you won a contest for a free cruise. All they need is some personal information and you'll be all set. Does this sound like the perfect gift? Maybe the universe is finally lining up for you. Think again. This is likely just a scam to get your personal information, although there could be several other ways of scamming you that are much more complicated and a bit harder to detect. Have you recently booked a cruise and have some doubts? Here are the cruise scams you shouldn't fall for. The promise of a free cruise always comes with a catch. If they're not stealing your credit card information or worse, your social security information, then you can bet they'll bombard you with calls, texts, and email spam until you're blue in the face. One thing to watch out for is links sent through these texts and emails that promise huge discounts, free cruises, or free upgrades to an existing cruise you've booked. These links can download malware to your phone or PC that will steal information and remain hidden on your devices while monitoring your every move. Another tactic is to book you for a free cruise, but only the actual boat trip. Anything else, and I do mean anything, will end up costing you a pretty penny. Well, you need food, decent lodging with air conditioning, and any comfort whatsoever. You're going to have to cough up the extra dough. Cruise line fees and government taxes are also on the table, so this applies to you if you're planning on international travel. What started as a free cruise is now more expensive than if you had just booked the trip through the cruise line itself. If you enjoy our videos, join us on our journey worldwide by subscribing to our channel. Please click the bell icon to get notified when we publish a new video. Another ploy is to promise free upgrades and amenities in exchange for your time. This will be a timeshare pitch that can take up your time and even cost you thousands if you sign up. Timeshare contracts are notoriously difficult to get out of and may even be passed on to your family even after you pass away. While you may think it's easy to say no to these offers, these sales workers have expertise in finding your weak mental points and wearing you down. Timeshare presentations can easily last 4 or 5 hours, with plenty of free food and drink offered for the duration. This means it will be much easier to talk you into committing, especially with promises of saving thousands of dollars if you act now. Not to mention, there's no guarantee with the pandemic that you will be able to visit your timeshare location, so this is something to avoid when it is offered. If there's one thing you can say about scammers, is that they are innovative. The recent coronavirus pandemic has provided a novel opportunity for a scam that could leave you penniless. These scammers will contact you with bogus refunds if you have a cruise that's been canceled due to the pandemic. They will then pose as a cruise line and promise you bogus incentives to book with them for the next year, with hefty discounts and luxurious bonus amenities. But don't fall for it. This is just another way to get your information. They will need to verify your credit card info before the refund is processed, and then you're in for it. Another scam often pulled off in conjunction with the cruise vacation is centered on currency exchange. When visiting foreign countries, it is often necessary to use a different currency. This is supposed to be done by properly licensed financial entities who will charge a small fee for their service. Unfortunately, many scrupulous scammers are ready to pounce on naive tourists who don't know the exchange rates or the relevant institutions to trust. The scammers will invariably overcharge you, which will only become apparent after you've spent all your cash. Posing as a cruise company is not only a successful strategy for individual bad actors, but also very effective ones. Victims can simply not know who it is on the other end of the conversation. Although they didn't know it when they booked, they were dealing with 4 marketing companies at once. None of them was the actual cruise line. Bahamas Paradise Blue Star Cruises, called offering discounted cruises. Fort Lauderdale-based Reservation and Fulfillment Services, Inc. emailed the itinerary. Fort Lauderdale-based Royal Seas Cruises emailed the notice that the cruise was canceled, and the now-defunct Grand Celebration Cruises billed them. As you can probably guess by now, it would be very difficult, if not impossible, to secure any kind of refund in situations like this. There's no telling who even has your money at this point, and good luck getting any type of law enforcement to do anything. They simply have no way to track down the responsible party here. Lastly, even with a legitimate cruise, there are plenty of ways that consumers are manipulated into spending more than they bargained for. Timeshare pitches are all but guaranteed to plague your adventure if you don't know how to avoid them. Hidden fees are another common strategy that plague the vacation cruise industry. When you read the contract, you might be surprised at what the cruise company can get away with. Canceling without prior notice, limiting refunds, avoiding all liability for injury or damaged property, and preventing any litigation against them are some commonly included clauses in the contract you would have to sign for a spot on the cruise. So, what can you do if you're planning a cruise? Is it even worth the hassle? Well, here are a few things to consider before you book anything. First off, plenty of reputable cruise lines will take many steps to ensure your vacation goes as smoothly as possible. Travel insurance is also available to protect your vacation funding if things go wrong and the trip is canceled for any reason. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just ask for all the information you can, including any contracts you would have to sign to reserve a spot. Make sure you think about each aspect of your trip. Are you expecting to consume alcohol? Will you need any hotel accommodations beside the cabin on the ship itself? Are you planning on bringing anything back with you? It is much easier to ensure a great trip if you're thorough. It would be best to do plenty of research before giving out any personal information. Make sure to get the company's phone number and address so that you can look them up on the Better Business Bureau. This will help you compare apples to apples without the veil of marketing hype that most companies try to pull over consumers' eyes. When inquiring about a specific cruise, be sure to read all the fine print and get as many physical documents as possible. It is important to understand the policies on cancellations, refunds, detours, upgrades, and contingency plans if things don't go as expected. If you still aren't sure about your ability to detect scams, the best thing is to book through a travel agent who is trained to avoid questionable offers. All in all, these scams should be somewhat easy to spot. Nothing is ever free. And always look up the company you're thinking of using for a cruise before you book. If someone contacts you with an offer, be sure to take their information down and call the official phone number for the cruise line they are claiming to represent. Ask the customer service rep if that person works there and is qualified to offer you cruise packages at the rates they promised. If things just don't feel right or are too good to be true, listen to your instinct, as it is probably correct in this case. There are so many of these scams out there that you are almost guaranteed to find yourself in the crosshairs of a scammer once you click on any email or text promising a free cruise. Just be sure not to click on any links to other websites, as this is how they will infect your electronic devices with spyware and malware that track your personal information for them. If you can avoid the scams, you'll have a great cruise vacation with memories that last a lifetime. So don't let this information scare you too much. With these tips at your disposal, you can proceed confidently into the cruise of your dreams, just like the ads promise. We hope you find these tips useful, and if you have any questions or tips to add, make sure to leave a comment below. Let us know in the comments below this video if you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and turn the notification bell on to ensure you're the first to be notified when a new video comes out. Thanks for watching.